Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. I've made a new pick a card read for you. This is a full Celtic cross spread, tarot spread about your love life. Let's see what's going on or what's not going on, what the themes are behind that in the bigger story of your love life and all the things that you've been through and where you're at right now, where you're proceeding forward, no less. I've made 3 readings here. It's a timeless reading. Whenever you're finding this, you're good to go. Each one of them has got a deeper dive to it. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So if you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. That's where you can also find your timestamps to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take a pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? The crystal is out with the 3 of Wands card, which is from the Light Seers Tarot, and that's a, what is it, rose quartz chunk. Or would you like the flower? The flower, which is an orchid, is out with the 2 of Inspiration, and that is from the Muse Tarot. Crossroads card. Or would you like the shell? This beautiful shell is out with the High Priestess card from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So take your pick now, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new, leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into a prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month worth 160 Australian dollars. I do 2 of those draws every single month, and the second one is for those of you that purchase the deeper dives to these pick a card reads. So check out my back catalogue of all these readings. There's many on my channel here. If you resonate with them, if you're drawn to them, watch those, because the more you purchase those, then the more entries you get in, and well worth it for that prize. I do a Today's Tarot every single day of the year here on my channel, and I also go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show. I give 1 question readings in there. Now anyone can get one of those at any time. You'll find a link for that in the description box below and also up there too. Any of the readings that are purchased while I'm live, I will do those straight away in that live show. All of the other ones I will do right at the start of the next live show and then send you the link to the replay, so you don't need to be able to make it live in order to get one of those 1 question readings. I also offer private readings as well from my website BeHealing.com. Find a link for that in the description box below and also up there too. I do energy healings as well and also trauma release work too, so check that out on my website BeHealing.com. What else do? I do 3 of these a week as well. Well, take your pick now, crystal, flower or shell, and I'll see you in your reading. So if you chose the crystal along with the Light Seers Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's find out about your love life at the moment by way of a full Celtic cross tarot reading for you. This is what your guides want you to know about your love life, and so it could be like a general theme of what you've been learning throughout the years and your different relationships that you've been through. Let's get into it. As usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So if you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, we'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So what's your reading all about? I've got 2 cards out, first of all. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands. It's the waiting for other people, waiting for someone to come along or waiting for other people. The 3 of Cups is a communal kind of an energy of putting yourself out there. The 3 of Wands, though, is kind of biding your time and waiting to put yourself out there to meet someone, perhaps, when it's right for you. So what I'm getting here is perhaps you don't want to be putting yourself out there at the moment, don't want to be dating at the moment, because nothing really is your jam. Nothing is really in alignment with you. Perhaps the online dating and the going out. I know for me, I'm not drinking. I don't want to be on that outset. I like going to bed early. I'm an early bird. Love waking up first thing in the morning, and I've got loads of energy in the morning, and that's my favorite time of day. And so this whole socializing in the evening thing is just not for me. I don't know about you, but it could be something like that. It's like, but I've got to wait for my people to come along that want to, like, I put myself out there in the morning for a social kind of a thing, you know? It could be something like that, but there's a bit of I'm getting a mismatch. You might not be around the right people or not be around the right circumstances in the area around you for wanting to put yourself out there. Perhaps you're waiting for a change in circumstances to be It doesn't even feel like the right people. It doesn't even feel like being around the right people. It feels like the right circumstances for you to feel good in socializing in order to meet new people. That's exactly how it feels. So you might not be comfortable in social situations that you've currently got access to, and you're waiting for a better place to go out. Something like that, you know, that's more conducive to you, or you know, social interactions, groups, or that kind of thing that is more in line with you. So what is hindering you in all of this? Well, that's kind of hindering you, I guess, but I don't know. Let's find out. What's hindering you in this? What's crossing our lovely crystals in their love life right now? Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah. Ace of Swords, right. The Ace of Swords is about having a bright idea and taking the lead in something. It's about starting something new. Right. So what is it that you want then? What is this ideal situation that you want? This ideal social interactions? Make it. Create it. Become that. Offer it to other people. If you're feeling this way that there isn't a social setting that's right for you, create it. Because you can bet there's going to be other people thinking exactly the same thing. Perhaps everyone's just sat at home going, oh, I wish there was a social thing so that I could meet people like me. And then the next person is feeling exactly the same thing in exactly the same situation, also sat at home going, I wish. Ace of Swords is about you taking action on that. So if you've had the idea, or if you're just feeling this discontent waiting for a good place to open up, or a new social group that would suit you, figure out what would be your ideal and then set that up. I've been thinking along these lines myself lately of having like a healthy people kind of social group, perhaps a Facebook group or something like that, here on the little island that I live on, because it's very much socials are very much involving alcohol here and in the evenings. And apart from walking on the beach in the morning, there is a group of us tend to bump into people there, and the gyms, of course. But I just thought like a group where we can perhaps get together in a cafe or something in the mornings, or you know, if someone wants to go and do a class somewhere, like a fitness class or something, they can put it in that group. And who wants to come with me to the gym tomorrow? You know, just so there's more healthy social interactions. That's what I've been thinking anyway, because that's kind of in line with me, and I'm more likely to meet my kind of people doing that kind of thing. Likewise, I would think perhaps you know, we need to be the change. We need to be the change that we want to see in the world. And so if you are lacking that thing and waiting for it, Ace of Swords is saying take the lead in it. Come up with an idea and take the lead in it. Be the starter. So how do things appear on the surface of it? Again, the waiting for a bright shiny offer to come in, waiting for something to happen to you. Ooh, perhaps you're a leader in all of this. I think this is saying you're a leader in this. You're wanting to meet new people, friendships, potential lovers, just more people. It's a numbers game, right? Get to know more and more people that are more like-minded, more like-energied with us, that like the same things as us. The more likely we are for one of those connections to perhaps be a romantic connection. And when we sit and wait, disappointed with what we've got around us, it's a sure sign that we're not creating what we really want, right? Not creating what we really want. Create what you really want. What is behind that, though? The Four of Cups. So there you are waiting. It ain't happening for you. Happiness is behind that. So you're in a child being happy. You can make yourself happy here. You got to know, if you're feeling a certain kind of way, a certain kind of a discontent, other people are feeling that too. And I just feel this calling here to tell you you've got a calling in this to be the solution, find the solution, set it up for other people, be that. It doesn't have to involve a lot of organization if that's not what you want. Like I was thinking just a Facebook group would do it, and then just for me to instigate things in that for the group, you know, occasionally having full group get-togethers or whatever, and then people can just like have their little get-togethers. Won't take a lot of organizing. And there was a feeling in me as well to start something in the community. I can't work here because I'm here on a retirement visa. I mean, I'm working, but this business isn't Thai. I'm living on a small island in Thailand. And yeah, to do something for the community feels good for me to instigate something in the community, but not paid or work or anything like that. A social thing, because I'm feeling like there's a lacking in that area for this island, for tourists as well, that coming here and want to do active things with other people that aren't, perhaps tourists that aren't happy and confident enough in themselves to go along to a class by themselves, or, you know, try a new gym out by themselves. Healthy socials. Recent past, you've got the Seven of Swords. Okay. Seven of Swords is a deception energy. Now, you might have had people around you that are not like you, or perhaps people that want some of your energy and are pretending to be like you. It could be that too. Or perhaps you were deceiving yourself. Perhaps you were imagining that people were like you, and then you found out that they weren't. They might have appeared like you. They might have been presenting to be like you, but really when you get to the depths of it, they're not like you. And again, I'm getting friendships and romantic partners here as well, potential romantic partners. Kind of disappointing energy. Again, more leading you down the lines of get yourself amongst the right people by starting something off. And the Three of Cups is about socials, it's about parties or get-togethers, that kind of thing. I know in other places that I've lived, there's generally been like a cafe where locals hang out, and there isn't here. There's a lot of, everything is kind of geared toward tourists. There's not like one specific place that the locals hang out at, and so perhaps I should create that one by, I mean, not set up a cafe, just choose one of the amazing cafes that's here on the island, and then make that our place to meet up. Near future, you could be thinking along those lines too. In the near future, you've got Four of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Nice. Along these lines, this is awesome, because the Four of Wands is about having solid foundations for things, and the Queen of Wands is you taking action. So you taking the lead in something and claiming what it is that you want. So you taking action on that and creating solid foundations in that. It doesn't have to be something that starts like fast or becomes super successful fast for you, but it's a step in the right direction. And what I do know is that when we want to create something in our lives, in the world, in our lives, when we're wanting to manifest something, when we've got a goal, the actions that we take toward that are very important, because then the universe looks down on us and thinks, now she's doing something about it, let's help her out with that too. But when we're just waiting for the universe to take action, it's not going to do it, because we are the creator spirits. We're not being pushed around by life. We can live life like that, but it's not a very good way of living it. We're the creator spirits, and so if we set goals, not just making wishes, but setting goals and taking action toward that, the universe gets involved, and it's like helps us in our cause. So it feels like we need a new cause here, and it's okay for it to be like a social thing for you, rather than waiting for it. What else is this reading about? It's about your spiritual path and your growth. So this is not just about you meeting new people. This is something that's going to enrich you and help you to grow and become more of who you are too. Now you could, I don't know what kind of archetype you are, but you could be a connector kind of a person. You could end up being in your element, or perhaps not connector, someone that connects others to, connects people together, but could be a nurturer kind of an archetype too. Or you could also be a leader as well, with these energies coming out, with the Ace of Swords coming out. I know I'm a life path 1. What are you? What life path number are you? Let me know in the comments below. So this is all about your growth too. So whatever it is that you do, not only will you start attracting the people towards you that are your kind of people for friendships and possible romantic relationships, but you'll also be growing as well, which is why we're here. What are you fearing now? 2 Pentacles, weighing up the options. So it's actually tying something down and getting a balance. So you might feel like your plate is full already. And I was getting a bit of a trepidation here of all the organizing involved. If you're the ones to start something off, it's like, I've already got too much to do. I've already not got a lot of time. Now, yeah, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. But yeah, finding a balance in that as well. I hear you. What are you hoping for? What are your wishes? What are your wishes? The Chariot. forward movement toward victory. So yeah, it feels like you've been waiting for the universe to take the lead. And as I said, the universe is not the creator spirit. We are. We've got to make the changes, be the change that we want in the world, right? Okay, so let's get your outcome cards out now. As usual, I'm going to get a full progression of outcome cards out because we want the full story, right? But I'll only be revealing the first one of them in this reading. The rest of them I'll be revealing in that deeper dive read, that extended reading that goes with it. So, interesting. So, yeah, if this reading is resonating with you, if this sounds like it is your story and could be your path forward, then you might want to get that deeper dive for even more guidance on all of this. Let's get a lot of clarity on, and let's find out who's coming as well along this path. Because I like this. You know why? Because it's you instigating a pathway, or the universe planting the seed in you to instigate a pathway to find someone that's really aligned with you, and you instigating it. It's powerful. It's powerful stuff. And no wonder you'll be making some great friends along the way who will thank you, because they've probably been in this energy of waiting as well for this kind of thing to come about. And also your intended person, your person being part of that and being truly grateful that you took action, because no doubt they're in that same kind of an energy waiting for you to come along too. And it might be on this guidance that you actually do come along. Anyway, you've got 6 outcome cards out here. The first one is the 8 of Pentacles. Very interesting when I saw this one come out, because the 8 of Pentacles is about getting paid your worth as well. There could be some business leads in all of this. There could be abundance. In fact, feels like this is very in the flow, this guidance for you, which will mean that love and friendship and good times and abundance is going to come your way, because all the good things are in the flow here, especially when we take action. Especially when we take action, being the change that we want to see in the world. That gets abundance of all types flowing in your life. So, 8 of Pentacles, what is it that you deserve? It's time for you to get that energy back to you, which often, of course, always requires an investment of ourselves first. I would prioritize this if I were you over other things at the moment, because the 8 of Pentacles suggests that abundance is coming through it too. So if you're like, but I'm too busy working on something to get my money, it's like, this could be very fortuitous for you though, and money coming your way through it. Well, that is what I've got for you. If that sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, you want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. If you do, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder, so check those places out. In that email, once you found it, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower and the shell. Click on the crystal, or a device you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device, and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a comment, I'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. I do one of these today. No, that's the wrong video. I was going into my automatic spiel from my today's tarot videos. Anyway, liking, subscribing, leaving a comment will get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me worth 160 Australian dollars. And the second prize draw every month is for those of you that purchase these deeper dives as well. So getting that will get you an entry into the second draw too. So well worth doing those things, because that's quite a valuable prize. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive reading for even more advice and to find out about your person that's on this path, then I will see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower along with the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic cross spread for your love life. See what you guys want you to know about at the moment. Now, when I say your love life, it might not be what's going on exactly right now, but it could be what's going on like as a general theme in your love life and the connections that you've had over the years and all of that. Let's see, shall we? Now, as usual, flowers is going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So if you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. So let's get your cards out and see what your reading is all about, first of all. Now, you have the world. The world can often indicate travel. It's the end of a chapter and the start of a new chapter. And two of inspiration. There is a decision to make, for action to take. It's a crossroads card, the two of inspiration. So it feels to me like there's a new decision that needs to be made here, a change happening in your life in order to change your love life, or a change in your love life is going to be on the back of a change in your general life, in another aspect of your life. Let's find out more about it. What is holding you back here? What is hindering you? What is crossing you? I mean, two of inspiration in the world could also indicate, for some of you, that you're at a crossroads right now. You've got a choice to make, whether to take action with someone. Could be someone from a different culture or a different place than you. Could be like a long distance relationship, kind of an option that you've got. Page of inspiration. Give me more on that, please. Page of inspiration crossing you. So you could be quite excited about something new. Novelty. Novelty is what it feels like. Novelty is exciting, right? Sometimes it's the death of relationships when we seek novelty and we don't realize just what we've got. Okay. 9 of Voices, anxiety. Okay, so excited about something new and novelty, however, anxious about that. So you guys, you have baggage here. You've got energy of being fearful for getting into something new because of the experiences that you've had, right? It's causing anxiety. So perhaps overthinking it as well, the 9 of Voices, but the Page of Inspiration, starting something new. There's an excitement there and a novelty there, but you might be asking yourself, overthinking it, telling yourself, I've started things off before and it didn't work out. I've got excited before and it didn't work out. There's some trepidation going on there for sure. Yeah, and it's hard, isn't it? I mean, the older we get, the more of experiences we've had and the more jaded we get in a way, but the wiser we get, of not just accepting anything. But it does kind of make us more closed down because we're less likely to get into something because we know what not to get into, right? So it's also a positive aspect of yourself is what I'm trying to say here, even though it seems like it holds us back from a lot of relationships, of getting into a lot of relationships. That's a good thing. Because there's a lot of relationships out there that are not going to be right for us, not going to be good for us. Anyway, it's slowing you down. It's holding you back. The overthinking it, that is. So how do things appear on the surface of it? Chariot, pulled in 2 directions, 2 voices, you don't know what to do. So I think I'm talking to you guys where you are on this verge. Well, you've got the option here of someone from a different place, different location or different culture, and you're thinking about it. On one hand it's exciting, on the other hand you're overthinking it, and you're pulled in 2 directions, 2 voices, don't know the choice to make. That's how it appears on the surface anyway. What's really behind that? What is really behind that? What's really going on here, huh? I think sometimes, especially when we're into tarot, we want to look ahead and have guarantees for the future, right? And see what's going to happen so that we can preempt going down the wrong path and not even bother. It is a fearful way to be of, I think the best we can do is just be in the moment and get to know someone in the moment. And if they start showing us red flags, then to deal with it in the moment rather than try and preempt it. It's protecting yourself is what's behind that, yes. I was feeling it. So really what's behind that is you're protecting yourself. In fact, you do know what to do is what this is saying, but you're trying to protect yourself too. I get it. But like I said, we can't have complete guarantees. Everything in life that we choose is going to be a mixture of gift and challenge, and it is our challenges that grow us. And I get it. We don't want more challenging relationships. However, there will always be that. There will be challenges in relationships, no matter how well we choose for ourselves, someone that's compatible with us, someone that wants a relationship or in the same style of relationship that we want, someone that is investing in the same way as we are, that same level, because we all want different relationships in that level too, right? Depending on what we've got going on in our lives. and compatibility. Even if you're choosing really well there, of course there's going to be challenges in relationships. There always are. There always are. So we can't protect ourselves from that. But what we can do is make a good decision for ourselves on as best as we can in the moment, right? And continue getting to know somebody. So you've got a decision to make, and I'm here to help you make that decision, apparently, today. Flowers. Recent past, falling in love. Got feelings, caught feelings for somebody, and feeling that new love, that new heart stirrings of like warm tingles in your heart. Like, oh, I'm interested in this one. What's coming in your near future? Your intuitive side, so an intuitive knowing about something. Confirmation of something for you. So you are going to get guidance, intuitive knowing of how to proceed forward here, or perhaps that you're safe to proceed forward. Now, just on saying that, I was just drawn to this moon point seemingly piercing her hand there. It's not what's going on in that image, but that was what I was just shown in that image there. Now, left hand is she's holding up there. There might be an imbalance coming up in this relationship, or it might be something that you've experienced in previous relationships too, of getting that balance right, of not overgiving nor undergiving, of it being like reciprocal both ways, and of you not doing the things that make it unreciprocal. So you not taking over too much of the responsibility of a relationship that makes the other person sit back and take it easy and know that you've got it, and then you turn around and complain. It's like, this is one-sided. It's like, you made it that way. There's always a balance, right? So there might be some pain that comes up, but it's to address this, how to have a balanced relationship, and not, not falling back on what we've been taught as women to do everything. Like, take responsibility for everything, do it all, and which we have been taught. But we need to be challenging that now, right? And getting into new, healthier patterns, more balanced patterns, stopping ourselves from getting up all the time when something needs to be done is a start of it, letting someone else do it. Asking other people for help is another one too. So something about giving and receiving there, because I'm just getting that pain in the left hand. Two materials about balance. What was I just saying? This is also about balance, right? So you have the opportunity here of starting out a balanced relationship with someone, but you're going to have to be aware of that, conscious of that, questioning not only who they're showing themselves to be, but also yourself and your own patterns, and that, especially falling in love. Often when we fall in love, especially people that are following me and me personally, is I would do anything for them, As soon as I've decided to let someone into my life, I do anything for them. They're mine then. They can have anything that of mine, And so I get into that giving zone very easily, perhaps too quickly. I like loving. I like that in relationships. I don't want to hold back from that. And sometimes this whole balance guidance makes me feel personally, but I want to just fall in love and be giving to them and give my full heart, and how am I going to be holding a part of myself back and giving them space and allowing them to do things for me? I have practiced it in the last few short relationships that I've had in the last few years. I have practiced that, and I have felt that it is much better, for me to give myself and also let them give to me, and just have more of a back seat in it, rather than of like, you're mine, I'm gonna love you like you've never been loved before, which isn't necessarily healthy, especially not at the start of relationships. So getting that balance right. Yeah. So well worth getting into this relationship, I'd say. Well, let's find out more. What are you fearing? The Hierophant, the spiritual lessons. It's like, I don't want any more lessons. I hear you. Because some of the lessons that we've been through are really hard, right? The narcissist lessons, the abuses and all of that. That's not what we've got here. We've got a lesson about balance. And yes, that's hurt you too. I get it. That has hurt you. I see that in the pain in the left hand there. it's hurt you too, getting into these unbalanced situations. But this is saying, Hierophant, that you've something to learn here. It's not just them, it's you too. You get into the patterns as well. I can look back at one particular relationship that I had that it was give and take, and it was very balanced at the start, and I made it unbalanced. I stepped up and I was just like, I'm going to take over this, and I'm going to do everything. And I'm going to take us both to the next level, whether he likes it or not. And I did. I did that. I stepped up our whole lives, and it was me taking the lead in that and doing it all. And I can see quite clearly that I wrecked that relationship doing that. I made it one-sided. I made it into an unbalanced thing. But that's because I have this drive to improve things and to make things better for myself. And rather than doing it just for myself, I was doing it for him too. And he wasn't going there. That's the thing. He wasn't doing that for himself. So in the end, it was kind of an incorrect choice, just of partner, that's all. As great as that relationship was, it was an incorrect choice because it wasn't on the same trajectory as me. And then when I did take over and take us to that next level, he wasn't really coming with me. Dragged him along for a while until we both realized this is where I'm headed and he's not headed there. So I think just being conscious, if you're conscious the whole time of your patterns, knowing that this relationship is going to have that focus on the balance, both of what they're doing and what you're doing within relationships too. And also being present and conscious of getting to know them as they are and who they really are. And perhaps the trajectory that they're on too, because I am getting from you that is kind of wanting guarantees here for the future. So get your own guarantees for the future. Ask them, what's the 5-year, 10-year plan? What kind of relationship? What they want to do in their life? Like, where are they headed? Where do they see themselves headed? Important to know that stuff, because if you're on the up and up and improving your life, if you've got a growth mindset, you want to be with someone like that. If they say, oh, I'm just happy with my lot. I'm happy to live like this for the rest of my life. That might not be for you. It might be for you. Don't let me tell you like who you are, but asking questions like that to really get to know what trajectory somebody's on, to see if it really is in line with yours. What are you hoping for? 4 of emotions, for a bright, shiny offer to come in. So you're hoping for it to be like someone shows up in your life. Ta-da! I'm it. I'm perfect for you. That's not really going to happen. It's not really, it's not going to happen. I get it. I get the sentiment of waiting for that perfect person. The thing is, there's no perfect person. That's the thing. You know, often the belief about twin flame soulmate, the one, that kind of thing can hold us back because it has us thinking that there's going to be this magical connection. Right, let's get your outcome cards out. So I'm going to get a progression of outcome cards out because we want the full story, right? Where this is headed, what is your outcome with all of this? But I'm only going to reveal the first card, which is that, in this reading. The rest of them I'm going to be revealing in the deeper dive read, that extended reading that goes with this. In that deeper dive read, I'll also be getting cards out from these decks back here to give you more guidance. We'll be getting into your person's energy here because you've obviously got somebody. It's tempting you. Let's get into their intentions, who they are. Let's try and get you some guarantees there, even though in this reading I've kind of said you need to figure it out. Whoa, okay, wow, okay. But it's looking good so far. For this person, I mean. And you, let's see. Oh, okay. Da-dun, da-dun, yeah. Right. Okay, you have 6 outcome cards here. First one of them being Queen of Inspiration. This is you being very attractive and taking action. So the Queen of Inspiration, she knows what she wants and she goes out there to claim it and she takes action on it too. So right now I can see that you're in this 2s. You've got so many 2s. You're in this place of indecision. And the Chariot, which really is another 2 as well. Because I say so. And this is you with clarity, making a choice, taking some action on it, or taking some action before you've made the choice, taking some action to get to know them better or whatever. But yeah, it's starting with you taking some action here. You don't have to be all in. You can take action to get to know them better without it being that you've actually chosen them to be your twin flame or soulmate, the person that you'll be with forever, right? Leave that down the line, that whole committing to somebody, leave that down the line until you know them much better. But some action needing to be taken here. And then you've got all of these too. If you want to find out what they are, if this sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. If you do, I'll pop a link for up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the flower on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device, and it will do. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into a prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month worth 160 Australian dollars. So well worth doing that. Now, a second prize draw is for all of those that purchase the deep dives to these pick a card reads each month. And so if you do get that, that is going to get you an entry into the second draw too. So 2 chances to win on this video. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for even more and for your chance to win that private reading, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell along with the Tarot of Mystical Moments, then this one's for you. Let's find out what's going on in your love life or not, as the case may be, with a full Celtic Cross Tarot spread. Now, as usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So if you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, and you want even more, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get your cards out and find out what this reading is all about. Shell's love life, please. What is this reading all about? What do you guides want Shells to know right now about their love life? Okay. 2 cards out to start it out. High Priestess, your intuition. It's also your empathic side of you as well. And the 3 of Wands is waiting for someone that matches you, waiting for some like perfect moment or the perfect person that matches you, and intuitively you'll know. Something about empathy and a softness, someone that makes you feel safe and good within yourself. So you're very tuned in and waiting for someone that feels good to you to come along. What's crossing shells here? The Sun, your happiness. Okay, now there's a trade-off here, I'm feeling. The waiting game isn't necessarily the best option here, because it can, sometimes you've got to pick your poison, right? What hurts more, being alone or being alone and waiting, or getting into something? If loneliness is creeping in now, and it's starting to hurt more, about being alone is starting to hurt more than it's good. So there's balance, right? Because when we're by ourselves, it gives us the chance to know ourselves properly without anyone else's energy. And also for it to all be about us. So taking care of ourselves. It's got its positives, right? But it's also got its negatives too, because we are vibrational beings and we're communal beings too. And it's hard to be alone, especially like for me personally, I work alone. And so being alone as well, like not having a social life, can be particularly hard on me, because I'm not working with other people too. Sometimes, you know, if we're in the workplace and was around people, then there's not that social urge, you know, that box has been filled somewhat by working with other people. So you might just be feeling imbalances here. With that Sun, it's important to know your happiness is important, right? And we get guidance through our emotional guidance system. And so how you feel is really important. And know that everything is a mixed bag. You know, everything will be making us happy and also making us miserable too. You know, everything has the potential of doing that. And I'm just getting like a tipping point. You've got to realize when you're at a tipping point, when it's time to stop waiting and take action on it. Now, how do things appear on the surface of it in your love life? I just heard many offers, but the feeling isn't right. Page of Pentacles, so being offered things, but pages, it's not right. It's like the start of things, but it's not a big juicy offer. It's not someone that's like a hell yes for you. What's behind that? Why just the Page of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, right? So it's about investment, right? So you're waiting for someone that invests, not only that feels good and you've intuitively, you got a hit on them, you know, if they feel good, they make you feel safe and it's a hell yes for you. But Seven of Pentacles and Ten of Swords, you've been in relationships before where you've invested, they haven't invested, and it's just ended up, you know, you in resentment, painful ending, having to end it when you realize it's out of balance, and that's not good. So you're not impressed. Many offers, but not impressed at the level of those offers. Now, I think it's a healthy thing to offer a little at the start. Even if it's someone that could offer a lot, I don't think it's healthy. I think it's love bombing to offer a lot at the start before you even know someone. Who would do that? It's like giving away the farm to someone that just shows up wanting a carrot, wanting to buy a carrot. You wouldn't do that, right? That's like whack job, nut job. Like that would be crazy to give away something that's valuable to you that you've made, and like you to give your heart away, or you know, whatever a big offer means to you. It would be crazy for someone to do that right at the outset. So I think wanting a great big offer perhaps is not the best thing. Small offers and you get to know them, and then it's like, oh, I actually still like this person even after a few dates, you know, and then investing more and more is the way that it goes. But also with this Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords here, it's like you're wary of people not offering very much. You need to, of course, it should be a progression, right? Offering very little on the first date, and then it progressing and offering more and more. That's a natural progression of things, right? Or should be. So you needing to notice along that progression of like, you know, next base, next base, next base, and all of that, if when that process stops, when you're offering more and they're not offering more. And when we do that, when we offer more when they're not offering more, that tends to be a self-esteem problem. Us trying to buy love from them, you know, or justify being loved by them. We try and offer them more in the hopes that they're going to reflect it back to us, and then they don't. And if we so we try even harder, and we go down that street that we shouldn't go down, right? So there's a need for you to maintain, to know that small offers are good at the start, but then to maintain your consciousness, awareness of the balance of investment, not investing more than the other person is investing. And I wouldn't say that for everyone, because sometimes we need to take the lead, but I'm saying that for you guys with this energy coming up. Let them take the lead in that. Meet them at their level. So when someone pulls away, you pull away too. And you know, sometimes we do need to take the lead and be offering energy, but I'm just saying, like, this is your pain point here, and so probably best not for you in particular to do that, to take the lead. Let them take the lead. And then once you get comfortable that they are investing, then it can be a bit more relaxed, you know, and you're taking the lead sometimes. Now, recent past energy, Six of Swords. Universe is trying to get you out of a trap that you've been. It's a mental trap. Hanged Man to change your mind about it. So here you are in the waiting game, wanting someone to feel right, intuitive hit, that they're the perfect person. Universe is like, and yeah, that's not going to happen. Someone that gives a great big offer and intuitively it's a hell yes for you is likely to be a narcissist. Yeah, and you don't want that. Believe me, if you haven't had that experience, you don't want that experience. So no love bombers. Don't be expecting a great big offer at first. You know, we just need to give ourselves time to get to know somebody. And it should start out as a small offer. So universe has been trying to get you from where you are at the moment to where you want to be. It's getting you out of a rut, out of a trap that you've been in, a mind trap. So you've got a belief that isn't serving you. I think it's that high priestess belief. And the belief about small offers and big offers. What's coming in your near future? You got the Five of Swords. A battle. It's like a battle of control, a battle of wits, or a battle of like, I want you to be this, do this, be this. We can't control things like that. As much as we think it's going to keep us safe, it wrecks relationships doing that kind of thing. So Five of Swords is a fight, you see. I'm getting an actual fight, like You want someone to be a particular way. They're not. It's a battle of, this is what I want from a relationship, be that for me. And they say, but this is what I want from a relationship, be that for me. It's a war in a way, you know. It's not relating, it's trying to win in a relationship, and there aren't winners and losers in a relationship. We either have win-win relationships or lose-lose relationships. It's guidance that my guides gave me a few years ago. And when we think we're in a win-lose situation, so they're winning, I'm good for them, but they're not good for me, you're kidding yourself. It's either lose-lose or it's win-win. Battles, it's about ego, and ego can be about protecting ourselves, right? And so when it turns into a battle like that, it's like, I want it my way, not a good thing. Okay, what else is this reading about? We'll get more into that battle in the, interesting, in the deeper dive for sure. This reading is also about the Empress and the King of Wands. Both high value people. King of Wands dances to the beat of his own drum. He wants to do his own thing. He's got his back to the Empress there. She's kind of turned away from him a little bit as well. She knows what she's worth. This is the battle. This is the battle going on that you got coming in. It's almost like you're inviting this in. You want someone with this strong energy to come along, and then you fight them for supremacy, or for control of the relationship. This might have played out in your relationships before. In other words, the Empress, if you have found it hard to get the respect that you want in relationships, because you've just been learning like to value yourself and love yourself and all of that kind of thing, relationships could still be a battle for you. It's like, an example is when we've not been respected by other people, and then we're hyper aware of that, and it's like, respect me, and then you're always looking for respect, and then you point it out in other people when they're not respecting you. That is the fight. That's the fight, right? We protest too much. It's a pain point, and so we point it out. Even when it's not there, we point it out in people. We are triggered easily by that. That's what we've got going on here. So I feel like you're in the new Empress energy. So the self-esteem, the self-value, loving yourself, taking good care of yourself and all of that is so new to you, and you holding that for yourself, which you're doing really well at, I'm hearing. But it's so new to you that when you get into relationships, it's still a bit of like digging my heels. I need to stand up for myself here because they're not going to respect me. They're not going to value me. They're not going to, you know, it's that. It's a triggering and expecting the other person not to do these things, because that's what we've experienced in the past. And like I said, the Empress energy is new on you. King of Wands, though, he wants to do things their own way. So this is a clash. This is the clash that we want. This is a clash that you don't want. However, it's what you're asking for. It's what you're heading toward. And it's not altogether a bad thing, because I think you're going to learn a lot from this clash and this battle. That's not actually what you want either. Two headstrong people standing up for their own rights because they've been wronged in the past. A fight is not what you want. A relationship's what you want, right? So wanting control, as enticing as it might be, as matchy-matchy, which it will be, it's not actually conducive to a positive relationship. Now, the King of Wands is the entrepreneurial kind of an energy, someone that dances to the beat of their own drum. They claim what it is that they want. They go out there and get it. So it could be someone that wants you, but very similar energy to you as well. Might not be the best match. Could be too similar in a way. Both wanting to take the lead. Could learn a lot from each other. What are your fears? Death. Major change in your life. Now, newly Empress energy. That's when we really start loving our life, and we're not going to let in any negative energy into our lives, right? Because we just started enjoying our lives and loving ourselves and doing well for ourselves. Last thing we want is someone to bring us down. And so fearing major change coming about in your life, someone upending your life, bringing change in that you don't really want. Do you get what I'm saying here? The Empress wants the Emperor, but when the Emperor actually comes in, she's like, but now you're going to lead, and I've got to change my life to go along with you. I want to lead. My life's good. You know, there's that battle of wills that goes on when you've got the Emperor and Empress energy. Both wanting to be in charge. What are you hoping for? 8 of Cups. To leave behind emotional stuff that doesn't serve you. To be able to let go. Emotional stuff, emotional attachments, emotional charge, whether it's positive or negative about anything in the past. Stop hurting so much about the past and being hypervigilant about it. Stop, having to be aware of that and constantly triggered by it. On the positive things too, to not be holding on to something that you thought might have worked out in the past or should have worked out in the past and all of that, holding a torch for people. Any of the emotional charge behind things, it's letting all of that go, and that's what you're hoping for, a release of the emotional attachments. Okay, well, let's get your outcome cards out. Now, as usual, shells, I'm going to get an array of outcome cards out for you because we want the full picture, right? The full story. But I will only be revealing the first outcome card to you, which is there. That's funny. Okay. And the rest of them I'll be revealing in the deeper dive read, that extended reading. Oh my goodness. It's just what I've been talking about. It's exactly what I've been talking about. I'll also be, as well as revealing these cards for you, I'll also be getting cards out of these decks too, to give you more guidance on all of this, and also getting into their energy too, your person here. Because, yeah, needing to know where they're coming from could give you a lot of clues about all of this. Nice. Ooh. Okay, you've got 6 outcome cards here. The first one. The Emperor. It's the Emperor. So this is the Divine Masculine. This is someone that wants to take charge. This is someone that is being, it's the King of Kings. It's one that has learned his lessons too, Very strong energy. I knew it was about the Emperor and the Empress. Careful what you wish for. Here you've got the Emperor coming, Empress. And the challenges that come along with that, for sure, which is what you've got here. It's not all bad, but yes, you've got some challenges here. If you want to know what they are, if this sounds like it is your story, it could be a story. Want it to be a story, then you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. And if you do, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month worth 160 Australian dollars. As we'll get in that deeper dive as well, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw for exactly the same prize. So well worth doing both of those things in this video. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for even more, then I'll see you in there very shortly.